Well, Turkey has a little bit of a controversy now that they basically denied NATO membership to Sweden and Finland for some time, and that people can get behind, but this is unforgivable. You straight out banned vegan cheese.
Brussels sprouts and cauliflower, onion, fennel and cucumber, plum, pear and papaya, aubergine and saya, lime, lentils and quinoa, oatmeal bread and oatmeal flour, watercress and okra, tofu and sweet pepper.
We definitely have some issues here, and this is a total and other clown show of some things that the industry is trying to do in order to ban certain stuff. And the thing that has been going on for the longest is basically if you can call things with the name of certain animal products, which is something that has been going on for a very long time. And the influence of this started for some time ago when they started adding milk on the label, so they basically called things oat drink, soy drink, and whatever. Laws have tried to ban words like burgers and stuff for a very long time, and basically they had this long-gated case with the word sausage. And I'm thinking, if you're not allowed to call anything sausage if it's not basically pig sausage, how about turkey sausage? How about salmon sausage? What about marzipan sausage? There are other words used that isn't related to food, like mussel sausage, for example. Aren't you allowed to use those words? And things related to milk. Aren't you allowed to call things lactic acid? What about coconut milk that has been around for ages? And what about barber cream? Aren't you allowed to call that cream? It's just so ridiculous. I just can't get my head around it. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And there is this company in Norway called Mills that has this margarine that they promote as plant-based, despite it having like milk in it.
Fredrik! Jeg har bakt rundstykker! De er påsmurt! Med soft flora!
Soft flora? Det er jo plantebasert. Ja, det kan jeg jo spise.
After this commercial aired, a lot of the people in the company were going like, oh, but it is in fact plant-based because it's based out of plants. But then they use some kind of vegan stereotype in the midst of the fields. Yeah. But after that, they also made a different commercial that I couldn't find. It may not have been uploaded to the internet, but I've seen it on TV. That basically said, well, in fact, we can call this plant-based because it's actually based on plants. And even more people complained about this, and then they came with this following up commercial in the same style.
Ja, på ordentlig. Vet du hva? Nå holder det. Soft flora er laget med raps, som er en plante.
Null bullshit.
Null bullshit.
This is some kind of the same problem as the aspect of the vegan tomato. If you market something as a vegan tomato, you're accurate, but it's misleading. Not misleading of the product you're selling, but of all the other tomatoes that aren't labeled vegan. Is there an animal exploiting tomato industry out there? It's the implication, basically. But the real problem here is that other people are using the words plant-based in order to sell vegan products. Before, they used to add vegan on the label on the Max Burger joint. The problem is now, you've seen my first impression of when I discovered that it was actually written plant-based when I did my mukbang. So if we take Max and you take Mills and their interpretation of what plant-based is, what is stopping Max now from adding non-vegan products into their vegan alternatives when they're labeled plant-based and not vegan? Here we have a question at hand, and something that I didn't believe when I first saw it. I haven't seen a single video talking about this issue ever since it happened, and this ties into the problem I have with language barriers. And this is prominent in the vegan 2020, 2021, like those films, because they're mostly focusing around UK and Americas. But I had a Turkish friend of mine search up this article, and yes, Turkey has actually banned vegan cheese, or as it's written is, you're not allowed to produce or sell vegan cheese in Turkey. So the only way of getting vegan cheese in Turkey is to buy it abroad and bring it. This was actually a following up from the last year ruling where they actually banned the use of non-dairy products of using dairy names. So Turkey is actually getting ahead of it when the European Union is turning down proposal after proposal after proposal. Turkey is actually banning the use of words like cheese or milk or butter when it isn't a dairy product. And many people might be going, no, I'm sure that you can sell it as far as you don't call it vegan cheese. No, they specify with alternatives made out of oils to imitate how cheese looks like. It is specifically targeting anything that mimics cheese, basically. If there is a little bit of a loophole here, that would be to make vegan cheese out of nuts instead and then not labeling it as cheese. But that goes for like 1% of all vegan cheeses on the market. And I know many people are upset. It is a horrible thing that they're banning vegan cheese. And there is a petition going on and people want to change to this. However, there is a silver lining here. And it isn't all negative. The thing is, this just shows how desperate the dairy industry is getting. Because the dairy consumption worldwide is actually going down and the consumption of non-dairy alternatives are going up. So, clearly, this must be the reason. Like, why would they otherwise ban vegan cheese? Is it misleading? It's just so bizarre to me. Like, things that looks like cheese exist everywhere. Literally. I also want to end with another thing. There are so many things that aren't getting out to the world because it's happening in non-English speaking countries. So if you have anything you want to share with me, just leave it down in the comments and maybe contact me privately if you want me to make a video or something like that. I cannot promise I will be doing it, but yeah, just getting the information out there is just really important. Thank you. Well, I know this is frustrating, and I know there's a petition going on to make a change in this. However, like, it is an awful thing that they're banning vegan cheese. And there is a petition going on.